Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Monday, July 19th market update. On the economic front, the monthly housing market index for July dropped 2 points from June to 14. Home builders reported it's the weakest market since April 2009. On deck for tomorrow are the monthly housing starts. It's like housing data all week. We did have some earnings out. IBM beat on earnings per share, but was light on revenue, and Texas Instruments was in line. Both were down over 5% in after hours trading the last time I looked. And the dollar and copper are pretty much flat today. Gold, silver were down, and oil was up. Light sweet crude futures were up 53 cents to settle at $76.54 a barrel. So looking at the UUP, the dollar ETF, we're still hanging around. We're still above this trend line support. Of course, it's not much change here as far as the dollar goes. We are closing above the 150-day moving average. We set on it there, closed above it. 200 is further down. Over to the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure Chart. No change here. We're just stuck in this range here, kind of like the market. Everything's pretty range bound. Over to the Dow. Dow closed up 56 points to 10,154. S&P closed up 6 points to 1,071. Nasdaq closed up 19 points to 2198, and the Russell closed up 3 points to 613. The Nasdaq had the largest percent gain at 0.88%, and the Russell was the weakest for the fourth day in a row, but still up. It was up 0.44%. So no love for the small caps right now. So looking at the Dow, we did make a little bit lower low here. But we're kind of just hanging around here, not too far off from, above the close from Friday. But the MACD's a little higher here than it was here, so I don't know. Market. I mean, we could go lower. It doesn't look like there's so much data though right this week, and with the EU stress test coming out at the end of the week and all the earnings. I mean, we could pretty much go anywhere this week. It's probably be a challenging week to do anything besides scalp, and probably can't do much swing type trading. Over to the S&P, similar chart. Still holding this, 38.2% retracement from here to here. We've retraced back about 38.2%. We're still trying to hold that. We are below the 30. And let's see, we're below all the moving average, I think, right? Yeah, well, we closed just above the 20-day moving average today. That's the green one. So, but looking at 60-minute, you can't really, tell much of anything. Where it's all about the earnings right now, and IBM and Texas Instruments will probably pull us down some tomorrow. So, and also the more housing data, which since the tax credit expired has weakened. So MACD still lower. We haven't taken out this downtrend line here on the MACD that I use on the 60-minute chart on the S&P. Let's see, volume was actually pretty weak. I mean, it was down below average, pretty much kind of, I'll call it the new summertime volume. GLD took out, with volume, this uptrend line. Now, we do have some support here. It's closed. It hasn't closed below this 115 area. It closed above there, and now it's sitting on it. And a little buying did catch a little bit there, but gold was pretty weak today. It's the GLD, the ETF. Silver broke down from this out of this triangle. Again, more volume coming in. So we'll see. And again, it's got some area of here of some prior consolidation and movement around this area. So and then it kind of bounced off the 117 there. Copper is just a little tiny doji, almost equal buying and selling, almost not much going on with copper. The VIX volatility index was actually down 1%, so we're still here to make this lower high here. So MACD is a little higher here than it is there though, so it could easily go higher. What else? XLF. We had this continuation wedge type falling wedge, look bullish, broke out, fell apart. So now we're kind of starting a new. Could be a megaphone. We'll see what it turns out to be. it's hard to tell. And it's not pretty, whatever it is. So, not really easy to read right now because most of the charts have gotten pretty messy. Let's see. Let's go over, take a look at the McClellan. McClellan oscillator, we're at 21.91, so we're still pretty neutral. We're not overbought or oversold. We're just still closer to neutral than anywhere else. Let's take a look at the sectors. So 12 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Semi-index had the larger percent gain. It was up 2.51%, and the gold index was the weakest, down 1.8%. And over to ChartWatch. Weatherford peaked out here above the downtrend line with a little bit of volume coming in. Again, watch all these for earnings, so you kind of got to jockey around all these companies right now with earnings. I don't trade earnings personally, and it's not my style. It's against my rules. I just don't trade earnings. So some people like to do it. They like to do strangles and straddles and stuff. I don't around earnings. So, but WFT, you might want to keep your eye on that one. Halliburton did have earnings, had a nice bullish flag here, broke out higher on earnings, nice volume coming in, so Halliburton's worth a watch. This Lion Airlines breaking a new 52-week high there with volume coming in. Intersil Corporation, it's in this triangle. You kind of watch it. Of course, I wouldn't touch it until and most of these breakouts have been failing, so they break out for one day and then they roll back over. So, but the MACD's looking good. So there is a little bit of volume coming into the longer side, just a little bit there. Pot still holding up, still above the downtrend line, so it's looking all right. I think CF was too. I didn't put it down to there today, but you can go back and look at the watch list and stuff. This AdTran, ADTN, nice tight consolidation at a high if you want to go long something in this market, especially this week. I don't know. Core Laboratories, CLB, a nice tight consolidation, so it's holding up well. I mean, there are a few things still holding up. Quest Communications holding up pretty well. Southern Company breaking out higher today. Another new 52-week high with volume. Looks good. Apple did bounce off that 240-ish area. A little buying coming in. Of course, Apple earnings is tomorrow, I believe. Baidu it had volume, selling volume coming in today, and it has broken down this trend here, and we didn't make it back up to here, so it looks like it could be kind of a triangle. But another one, you could probably short here. I wouldn't be afraid to short anything for with puts, or do a bull put spread, or not a bull put spread, a bear call spread or something. A short vertical above it on almost anything right now. I think we'll go lower before we go higher. Green Mountain still holding up well. SH have a position here. It's pulled back a little bit today, but it's still holding up fine. Asia still holding up well as far as holding that the support of this downtrend line, still holding up all right. Westport still holding up well. Priceline still holding up well. Ivanhoe Mines still holding up well. Net Appliance still holding up well. And on Semiconductor, still holding up really well. Right, let's go take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. There's no change here. Now that we've been on a buy signal on Nasdaq, it's going to have to go much, much lower before it goes on to a sell signal. So there's really nothing. We haven't moved. We didn't hardly do anything today. Just chop around. We were higher, but wasn't that impressive. Alrighty, that's really all I have. Just be careful. If you're really good at trading, then scalp yourself to death. But that's about it. Otherwise, if you're not, this is not a good market for beginners at all. Especially this with all the earnings coming out and all the economic data this week and that EU stress test, which I can't imagine them coming out and say that it didn't go well. What country or what who would come out and do that? You know, it's like a CEO saying, "Oh, our business isn't doing well." You know, right? They're going to come out and say that. So of course they're going to have to be pretty positive about it and have some type of positive spin, is what I would expect. Alrighty, so that is it, and thanks for watching.